What's going on, guys? Today, sorry you gotta bear with me. I'm trying to get over the flu, I guess it is. You know, my little boy brings home everything from school, so me and the wife and kids have been sicker than hell. Anyway, today we're gonna do a review on some cartridges. My personal opinion, that is, you know, a lot of people aren't gonna agree, and some inks that I got recently that I want to warn you against buying. They are absolute shit. So, matter of fact, let's start with that now. Not everybody's gonna agree with this either. And, I think that sorry, I can't breathe. When it comes to equipment, and supplies and stuff, I think it's really a matter of opinion. I mean, I know people that use homemade machines and tattoo with, guitar strings for needles, and they do the prettiest work, and they love it, and they wouldn't change it for a thing. They don't wrap their machines, they don't wrap their clip cords, they never give infections, they never get infections. I mean, it's just, it really all comes down to a matter of, what you're comfortable with, I guess. So, anyway, this ink right here is, I don't know if you can see that. I guess it's pronounced Hawink or Hawink. I'm not quite sure how you would pronounce it. This ink is fucking garbage. So probably, like, I would rather use the So Long ink that comes in a kit than this ink, which I have used before, and the black's actually not that bad. When I first started out, I made the mistake of purchasing a kit. And to be honest with you, this is the worst ink I've ever used in my life. Like, it is absolutely the worst. It is the hardest to get in the skin, and it doesn't stay. Like, by the time it heals, at least 90% of it will fall out. And I never have this problem, ever. Like, I use Radiant. Mom's is a good choice. This, though, Starbright, any color, especially their pinks and their reds, are amazing colors. And I actually use and my lining ink is always and always will be from now on the jet black and black outliner ink from Starbright. It's absolutely my favorite as far as lining goes. I mean, if I'm wanting to mix up a gray wash or something like that, I'll probably go, if I'm wanting to do some solid black, I'll go with the Intense Super Black. The Starbright White is really not, I mean, it's okay, but I kind of like I got these two different bottles, one of which has a ball in it, and the other one doesn't. They are the same white ink, but one's way thicker than the other. They're both Starbright, and I mean, they are identical as far as that goes. They were purchased on separate occasions, and one of them's not a knockoff. They're both real Starbright. I've looked them up. But anyway, one's super thin and one's super thick. As far as white ink goes, I really like it to be a thinner ink. Anyway, point is that Starbright, to me, is probably one of the best inks that I've ever used, and I've tried a lot of stuff. I do like the Mom's Black Onyx. That's super good. It has like a sheen to it. It almost like a metallic feel to it. I really like that. The Radiant Black is not bad. However, it doesn't heal very dark. So, I mean, if you were wanting like a lighter tone of black, the Tribal Black Radiant would be a pretty good choice. The Intense True Black, I don't really care for. It's a little thick. I mean, it's okay if you're trying to fill something. So many inks. Anyway, the whole point of this is that this Hawink ink is absolute shit. And I know I'm gonna catch some crap about it because people, I from the reviews online when I seen it, I was like, yeah, we gotta get some of that. That's gonna be some good ink. I'm telling you right now, this ink's garbage, man. that's all I have to say about that. So this ink's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. So anyway, and honestly, I haven't tried the black yet. Which it does look really black. It is a super black looking, and it's super black. I haven't tried it yet. I would assume that at least the black ink, yeah, it's super thin. I would assume that at least the black ink would be decent. In the Hawink brand, I've tried the green, the red, and the purple, and they were all shit. The blue, I can't really say yet. I've got a tattoo that's healing with it in it now, and I guess we'll know once it heals. You really can't say much. It was hard to get in, just like the rest of it, so, I don't know. Anyway, that's it for that ink, man. Personal opinion, don't buy it. It's a fucking ripoff, and it actually wasn't that cheap, considering that I think that, if I'm not mistaken, Starbright ink is very similar in price, or maybe even cheaper. It might have been more expensive. I don't know. But I got this set of Starbright ink the other day, though, and it came with like 6 or 7 different colors. And they sent me 1 or 2 extra bottles that they weren't supposed to be there. Maybe it was just one. Yeah. It was Bermuda Triangle is the name of it. And it is a super pretty color. It's like a mint green, almost like a darker mint green. Beautiful color. And it goes in extremely well. I've used it several times already, so I'm glad they actually sent me that. So let's get into some cartridges here. I have sitting beside me here a shit ton of Big Wasp cartridges that I want to do a review on a separate video, because I'm already doing so many on this one. These, because the Big Wasp cartridges I like them. They're good cartridges, but I'm just going to be honest and tell you that I found these Mast cartridges. They're made by Dragonhawk. I'm not being paid to say this in any way. I wish I was. I wish they would give me something free, because this shit's actually kind of expensive. But I was using the Big Wasp, and then I moved to the Stigma. These guys here, which are of the same quality, honestly, close anyway. The Stigma have a little bit more play in them than the Big Wasp do, but I like the style, the way that these are made. But then I found these Mast cartridges, because my wife bought me the Mast tour pen. It's a little bitty thing. I mean, it's a tiny little pen, no bigger than an ink bottle, really, a small ink bottle. I love it, man. I really do. And I'm going to do a review over the next couple days, if I can get some free time, I got the Dagger X. I've not used it yet, so I want to use it before I do a review on it. And I got the Humminbird Mini Direct Drive, which I haven't used yet. So once I use both of them, I'll do a review on both of them. I was recommended the Humminbird by a fellow artist, really good artist. You can check him out on Instagram and YouTube. It's Adam M Tattooing. Great artist. Really should check his stuff out. He's got reviews on just about anything Humminbird brand and Bronc and all that. Big Wasp. I think they're all the same company, from what I understand. So definitely check his channel out. And another cat, Ink Blink, I think is what you can find it under. He does some pretty cool reviews too on his stuff. So anyway, where I was headed with that, actually. Oh yeah, he recommended the Humminbird Direct Drive. And I bullshitted and procrastinated, and I finally got it. I personally didn't get it. My wife got it, She's always buying something for me as far as tattoo stuff goes, and she never, okays it with me first. She just gets it, which is sometimes it's a good thing because I get it and I like it. Like the Mast pin, I would have never bought it because I bought so many Dragonhawk brand equipments, and they just were not up to par as far as the price goes for them. So anyway, she got this thing. I think it was like $90. It was just a pen. It didn't come with anything else. Man, I really like this thing. I have a really slow hand speed when I tattoo. So, it works really well. At 7 volts, man, it's pushing a 14 round liner like no problem. So, you should definitely check it out. I'll do a review on it. I was actually thinking about doing a live tattoo, not a time lapse, like something live where you can actually, I can put a line in, wipe, and let you see, how it lays ink and stuff. Something that you can really get a grasp of it with. Anyway, so above all these cartridges sitting in front of me right now, I have Fearless. They're made by Dynarex, which is a company that mainly produces, from what I looked up, they mainly produce medical equipment. And this is the only thing that I could find as far as tattoo stuff goes that they produce. If anyone out there knows anything about these, please let me know. I have one here. Honestly, these are bug pens. Yeah, they're number 10 9-round liners, bug pen. Honestly, they're not bad cartridges. I mean, they're not the sturdiest or best cartridges, but, they don't have much play in them. They're really nice. They do have a little more play than most, so. But they were only, I think I paid no, these are the ones that a buddy of mine actually gave me these. I looked them up, though, and they are like $3.99 a box. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Maybe it was $6.99 a box. I really don't know. A buddy of mine gave me these, and he gave me a bunch of other tattoo equipment that I actually threw away because he had it in like a tackle box, and this was the only thing that wasn't opened, so I kept it. Anyway, never take shit from people, man. That aren't, people don't take care of shit, man. They don't know how to keep shit clean, and, they pack shit up in a box and ride over to their friend's house and tattoo them sitting on their couch, using their couch pillow as an armrest, and, there's blood flying everywhere, and it's just, how do you do that, man? And feel good about yourself at the end of the night, you know what I mean? Anyway, so these are the Dynarex. They're called Fearless. They have I'm not sure how you pronounce it, Tony Ciavaro. It sounds really familiar. 2K17, Tony Ciavaro. It's got his little signature on there. I don't know who he is, but apparently he's like, yeah, use these. So anyway, there's those. We're going to open them one at a time here and compare them to each other. Let's see what we got. I think this is the Atomus. I would say it's pronounced Atomus. Some people say Atomus. I'm not quite sure. These guys, they come in a pretty neat little box. The one thing I did like about them is that they came in the boxes separate. Man, I'm going to try to edit in the guy's name that sent me these. You're probably watching this now and going, that little shithead, he didn't give me a shout out. I did on Instagram and I did on Facebook, man. I do like the cartridges, dude. They're fairly decent cartridges, but just because you gave them to me for free, I'm not going to tell you that they're the greatest, I know you wanted me to like them, and I do like them, but if I was to buy some, I probably wouldn't purchase them. But thanks, I really appreciate it. So this is them. They do feel really nice. They have absolutely no give whatsoever at the end of the thing there, In the tube, when it's back in the tube, it has a little bit, but once it's out, like you can see, it has absolutely none. So it fits the barrel nicely, which is good. This one actually has the Fearless actually have, as you can see, some play even when it's in the tube. So apparently they're using the same size tube for several different size needles. Like, say, they had a 9-round liner, number 12. They'd probably use it for this same bug pin, number 9-round liner. So, that's how some cartridges work, and, it's not cool because, you got a bug pin that's a 9, and you got a standard that's a 9. They're not going to fit the same tube. The bug pin's going to have room to wiggle in a number 12 9-round liner tube. So anyway, we're going to pull them out here one at a time and give them a look. Where are we at? We're at the Stigma. All right, so we got, keep track of these. I hate to waste them. But it's for you guys. So I think I got out 9-round liners of everything, just so that I was missing the same thing from everything, and they were all consistent as the review. Well, maybe I didn't, but close enough. Anyway, this is the Stigma. Love these things, man. Cannot beat them for the price. You get this big old box of 50. I think it's 5 of each size. 3, 5, 7, 9 liners. 3, 5, 7, 9 shaders. And then your mags. 9 and 11s, I think. I think that's how it went. 3, 5, 7, 9. 3, 5, 7, 9. Yeah. So you got 3, 5, 7, 9 liners. 3, 5, 7, 9 mags. Shaders, and then you got a 7 or a 9 and 11 mag, something. Anyway, point is, these are amazing. Love these little guys. They have no play when they're out in the tube. They do have a little when they are back in the tube, as you can see. Great, they're really sturdy. I like the way that they're made though here, because you can, you got a really good grip with your finger on the side of them. So that's that. These guys here, gotta be honest, I don't really care for them. I did only try one of them, but check this shit out, man. They're actually pretty much garbage as far as I'm concerned. Look at the play in that fucking thing, man. That's so long for you, dude. When it's out in the tube, no, it has no play. And that's where it spends most of its time when you're tattooing. For me, anyway, because I tattoo with such a long throw. But, anytime that it's back in the tube, that bitch is wiggling like hell, man. Like it rattles. So long, pretty much garbage. And we got, last but not least, my favorite, guys. These fucking things right here. They're awesome. These are the sturdiest damn cartridges, man. Like, let's see if we can get it on there. Look at this. I'm literally wiggling the shit out of this thing. And that, even in the tube, it's not moving a bit. I'm trying my damnedest to move this thing. And it's not moving, dude. Like this, and the material that they have used inside of this thing, it's this black rubber looking shit. It's not like a normal silicone that they would use in these things. Like this shit here is super cheap. It has no elasticity to it whatsoever, dude. The only other one I can compare it to would be the Stigma. Like it's got, they're kind of hard to push. Which is, kind of what you're looking for. The one thing about these Stigma things is that they have this little extra thing built into them that keeps ink from going back in even more so than just the membrane does. But I'm telling you, these Mast cartridges, they're so sturdily put together. Like, they're solid, man. Every other one of these feels, even the Stigma has a cheap feel to it. But when you have this thing in your hand, if you ever hold one of these in your hand, you'll understand what I mean, that these things are put together so well They really, really are, man. Like, I don't even know, dude. They're just super nice. And on top of that, these are the sharpest needles I have ever used. Like, you know, when you tattoo, you know when you get used to using a certain brand of any type of needle, you know how much pressure to put, you know, at what speed, at what hand speed, how much pressure to put to get that solid line the first try. You can feel it in the stretch of the skin, you know, like when you're putting in that solid line and you're stretching, you can feel the way that it's vibrating the skin almost. Like you can feel that it's putting that line in correctly. You don't have to think, oh, is that going in? You know that it's going in. It took a minute to get used to these because you know, they literally, like, it does not take any pressure whatsoever to put a solid line in. Like, you talk about working off the tip of the needle. I mean, that's what this truly is. Like, it just, like, floats, man. They float across the skin and lay the most beautiful lines, I'm telling you. Honestly, I will probably never use another cartridge. The next cartridge I'd like to try, because I have, sitting over here with this is a different review. I'm hopefully going to get to it today. Are the Big Wasp. I've got the Da Vinci cartridges, and a few others that we're gonna go about too. But out of these ones that I have here, these Mast cartridges are absolutely my favorite. Now there's another one in my other review that I'll compare these to, that just blows me away. But anyway, honest to God, these are some of the best cartridges that you can buy. And they're not that expensive. They're, shit, man, I don't know. They were $38. Okay, so they are kind of on the expensive side. They're like $8.99 a box of 10. So they are kind of expensive. But they're well worth it. You know, I haven't found one yet that has had a burr. I haven't found one yet that has jammed, and that's my number one complaint with the Atomis cartridges, is that, I think that's this one. I've got the son of a bitches mixed up now. You can tell. You can tell by the way they're put together what's what. That's the Fearless. That's the So Long. They're pretty sturdy cartridges, the Atomis ones are, but they jam super easy. Dude, I was tattooing the other day, and one of these suckers jammed, and I was like, what the hell? The machine was going brrr. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I've never had that happen. Out of all the cartridges that I've used, I've never had one jam before like that. And, you know, it took me a second to realize it wasn't the machine. I pulled the cartridge out, and I'm looking, and I'm like, you know, I clicked the foot pedal, the machine sounds fine. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then I seen that this little fucking plunger was stuck, kind of at an angle, too. I said, what the fuck? I've never seen that happen. So I stuck another one in. And more than 10 minutes later, that son of a bitch jammed. So I pulled another one out. Same liner size, everything. Stuck another. That son of a bitch jammed too. And I said, you know what? 3 cartridges out of 1 pack jammed on me. Now, that's some bullshit. It hasn't happened since. And I've used 4 or 5 of them, and it hasn't happened since. But I haven't used any out of that single pack. Maybe it was just that 1 pack. They came all packaged separately, which, like I said, I did like that because they're all numbered and I can stack them on the shelf, you know, and you see what numbers or what. But yeah, I've never seen one jam like that, especially 3 in a row. So that's the number one complaint that I have about the Atomis cartridges. Other than that, they're sharp. You know, they lay ink. But out of all of these, out of the Fearless, the Atomis, the So Long, the Stigma, and the Mast, the Stigma is going to be number 2, and the Mast is going to be number 1. So, these things right here, man, they're just put together so well. Not sure what the hell kind of material this is, but I absolutely love it. I really do. And the washout on them, it's got this like little V shape on it. You know, I do a lot of color, and when you're doing color, man, and you're washing between stuff, these things right here are like super hard to get cleaned out. So I normally don't even try to wash them out. I'll just grab another one, and, you know, and that's wasteful as shit when I can just rinse it out and go to another color. These are super easy to wash out, which is something else that I absolutely love about them. And I feel like that the from the tip to where it goes in the actual machine is a little bit longer, and I like that. I like the way that feels. So, and I like that it's it's not as big around as these are either. So that's another nice thing that I like about them. But I mean, and just the tension that they have, man, the elasticity that they have about them, and the material that they've used inside of them. All the soldering is just clean on them. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but the soldering's clean. The needles are clean, and they're just the sharpest needles I've ever used. Don't know how the hell they got them so sharp. They claim to have a 40-point inspection on them or some shit, 30, 40-point inspection. They're supposed to look at these things under a fucking microscope or some shit, I guess. I don't know. But point is that I haven't got one fucked up yet. I've probably used 20 or 30 of them. And they're awesome. So definitely give these a try. This video is running over way too fucking long, so give these a shot, man, definitely. And I'll be back with some other stuff later. All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Thanks. Make sure you subscribe.